Tell you about, I told you the other day about when we got our mission call. Well, we went to Salt Lake. I felt like it was time to turn the ranch over to the boys, so I made a deal with them. First, I had put the land in a corporation, and I kept 200 acres out. So all the land that was there that I had in alkali and everything I had went into the corporation except the 200 acres. And that's the 200 acres. It's there at the place where the shed and the barn and all is, and I still own that. The rest of it, I own interest in it. Now I still got, I think, 30-some shares, and I'm going to give Sheldon 5 and Jared 2 of them, because I think they earned them there at the ranch. And Sheldon's had a lot of hard work there, so if he gets a pretty good price out of the ranch, well, he'll get paid pretty good for it. But I made a deal with Sheldon to sell him the place, so much an acre, the 200 acres. But he never was able to carry out the agreement, so I've still got it. But Mother and I went on to our mission. Well, before I went, I'd have to tell you this. I went in one day, Larry was still home. That's just about the time he started college. Well, he started probably about that time. And anyhow, I went in and they was having a horse sale. Purebred registered horse sale. So I bought a mare, and I went in and told George, what's his name at the bank, what I wanted. He said, Stuart. He said, well, Francis, I'm not worried about loaning you money. I said, I'm not worried at all. But he said, what would happen if something would happen to you? And I said, George, I remember just looking him right in the eye. I said, those boys have been with me long enough that they know how to run that outfit just as good as I do. But I found out a little different when I went on my mission. Of course, one of the problems was there was too many bosses. But we went into the mission home. We were up there a while. I remember all of you have seen the picture that they took. Well, there was about 4 of the kids in college, Gloria and LeGrand and Brent, Jared, I think. And that was the year we went to college. We went on our mission, got up in Canada. We thought Gloria's going to school. Next thing we know, we found out she wanted to get married. We thought she was going to England or Europe on a tour. No, she didn't want it. She wanted to get married, so she got married. So when she got married, we came back down. I didn't want to come back down, but our mission president said, yes, Elder Slade, you should take her mother home to the marriage. So we came down and went to the wedding, or went to the sealing, the wedding at, where'd we go south of Salt Lake there? Where's the Nephite temple? Straight west of Red Mesa, in that country. You know what I mean? Manti, yeah. I call it the Nephite Temple because President Brigham Young said, this is where such and such was. So then we went back to Canada, filled our mission. Well, in the meantime, I had a little trouble. I got diabetes, and so I had to go down and learn to take shots. I stayed at Nancy's. We went back up, and they transferred us. But another couple where we had a young couple there that we were working with, and when we first went there, he didn't like me, he didn't like Mother, he didn't like anybody. The wife was wonderful. So finally I said to him one day, up there when they milk, they keep their cows in all winter. They don't ever turn them out. And I was there, I helped him a time or two. And so one day I said to him, Bill, why did you join the church? You're not happy with the religion, you don't know anything about it. Well, I married her to get my wife, I wanted her. So I went on a while, and he said after we came back that time, then he said to our mission president, would you please put the Slades back down here? Said they were working with us and we want them back. The mission president told him to go to heck. They had somebody that did them some good. She was a strict old lady. He wouldn't even say anything, but she would. She was an old school teacher. She was a character. And he come out of it. When we were there the last time, our next mission, he was branch president. An area there. He didn't like the Indians, but there was Indians in his branch. We worked with the Indians up there. I told you the other day how it was kind of discouraging. But we did what we could, and then after we went home, we came back up and were transferred up, way up farther north and west, right on the boundary of Saskatchewan and Calgary. Not Calgary, but well, where Calgary's in. And we went to church there for quite a while. Then we went, well, in fact, that's where we were when we went down to Gloria's wedding. But we came back up, and then we were just about the time we thought we were ready to go home. The president said, Elder Sister Slade would like you to go take care of the visiting center at Calgary, at Cardston. So we went over there. First I wasn't too happy, but it was all right if he wanted us to do it. And when we were there, we would go from there to I can't think of the name. We had to go about 200 miles to make connections.
Lethbridge.
What?
Lethbridge.
Oh no, Lethbridge is way down south, where you come into Canada. This was up way up north. We were at Kindersley. This is where we were. And we went from Kindersley northeast to where we'd have to go to our meetings and so on. And then we went down to Cardston. Mother wasn't feeling too good. One of the reasons I wanted to go home, because I was a little worried about her. But we went to Kindersley, and we went then to the training center, to the visiting center. Had very good experiences there. I really loved that. I talked till I couldn't hardly talk to people, but I'd go home at night and I was happy. Mother, our apartment was not about half as far as here at the church. So Mother would stay there, would go down in the morning about 7. Mother would stay and do a little bookkeeping, and then she'd go home. Then we had missionaries there with us, a couple of sets of missionaries. And I'd go home at noon, then go back. Sometimes she'd go back with me, and sometimes she wouldn't. We were supposed to close up about 7 o'clock at night, but we never got closed up before 9, sometimes 10, because people would come in, and the missionaries, we had one missionary there, he was going to convert everybody he met. And so he just spent a long time with them. He had one companion I felt so sorry for. He was a good companion, a good fellow. But he would not, this one that was a graduate, he thought he knew more than everybody else. He'd go leave him, go visit, go talking with somebody by himself, and not supposed to leave each other, supposed to stay together. And it was a real trying thing, and I finally just couldn't stand it any longer, so I told him, and I was responsible, so I finally told the mission president what was happening. They transferred this one that thought he was glory bound, actually demoted him. He was unhappy with me, but it worked out real good. But most of the missionaries we had were really good. This one that I'm talking about now, he was in the wintertime, was living. No, it wasn't. I'll have to go back. Anyway, the missionaries would come and stay a while, and they'd go on, and 2 other missionaries would come. Now, I guess they just keep one set of missionaries there, the way I understand. But this is the time when they turned the missions, the visiting centers, over to the missionaries. And when we went there, they didn't like us at all. The 70s had charge of it, and they didn't like it be taken away from them. They didn't like the way he was doing it. But we went on and had some very, very, very choice experiences there. Some I